guys here for another video, and this is just more of a Merry Christmas video, thankful video, because I don't know about you guys probably have normal families and such, but some people are loners like me. Some people just like the game, some people just like to do research, some people just like to watch, random YouTube videos for background. For example, that new Andrew Tate video that dropped today, that shit slaps. I know that sounds weird to say, but I'm always in support of Andrew Tate. I definitely think what he says is good, but nonetheless, this is more of a Merry Christmas video, just a little bit of background rant and just telling you guys about maybe a little bit about my life to maybe inspire you guys to do something, because I'm 28 right now. Honestly, if I could reverse my years back 8 years ago, I definitely would make a lot of different decisions in life, right? Sometimes we prioritize women, sometimes we prioritize gaming, sometimes we prioritize the Matrix, aka the system. And you're like, Sam, what do you mean by that? I always say, we're all designed to go to school, right? Go to college and then get like a 9-to-5 job, which isn't bad, right? 9-to-5 jobs isn't bad. For the normal person, it provides some type of stability, assuming it's a quote unquote good job, aka good atmosphere, aka good pay, aka good benefits, and all that type of shit. Now, that's a little bit to tell you about, transitioning to myself. Now, I'll give you guys a little bit of a resume and kind of like a, year-end evaluation of me, and maybe this again can give you guys some insight about what to do in the next year or the previous years, or maybe you guys are a little bit lost in life, because I definitely understand being if anyone can understand being lost in life, it is me. So to start, like I said, I'm 28 years old, got my bachelor's and master's in mathematics, do a little bit of finance, could probably finish my minor in physics, but I didn't because I was too fucking lazy to take the last two classes. I could probably still do it on the side. I get free college. How do you get free college, Sam? Because I work for the state, and if you work for the state, there's again a whole bunch of other benefits that you get along with that. But to take it way back, I was a dumbass in school. I'm not gonna lie. In middle school, I was a dumbass. High school, I was a dumbass because I just didn't see the value of like doing extremely well until I started getting, I would say during my sophomore, junior year, I started getting a lot of Asian friends, because half my life, beginning of my life, was living in the hood, straight up Chicago. Chicago changed a lot. Trust me, it's way gentrified now. That's not to say it's bad. In certain places or good in certain places. It is very, like I said, segregated. Like blacks live here, Asians live here, white people live here, Puerto Ricans live here. Chicago's extremely segregated, street by street. I unfortunately grew up in the hood, like I said, back in the day. So half my life in the hood, half my life in the good suburbs, half my life is like Mexicans, blacks, and then half of my other life is like Asians and Indian friends, right? So I kind of experienced both sides of the grass, so to say. The grass is greener on the other side. They each have their perks. Example, I know where to buy guns if I want to buy the guns in the street. If I want cocaine, which I don't, I'm not saying I do, I don't condemn drugs. I'm just saying it's good to kind of have that street knowledge, and then that, I guess you could say, intellectual knowledge of books and book smart and that type of shit. So in high school, like I said, I started, befriending, and I'd say even middle school, befriending the Asians, and you always say birds that flock together fly together, or whatever that saying is. And I started being a little bit more ingrained into the math field. Again, I was dumb. I took the ACT, the first ACT, I think I got scored like an 8 or something. Yeah, I think that's like retard level. I took my first ACT 7th grade, and then I took it about 30 times. I kid you not. I took it about, because I did practice after practice after practice, because all my friends, first time taking it, they didn't take it as early as I did, but the majority of them were getting like 30 and above. I knew 2 people that got like 36s, and I'm like, what? Am I stupid? So I took so many practice ones and then ended up over 34 in the end, because, that's important when applying for colleges. I applied college like normal, right? Got accepted to some good ones, but my parents were and still are fucking poor. I do help them out a lot with finance and stuff, but I get it's different for everyone. I had a decent GPA for where I was at. I had decent grades for where I was at. My parents were poor, and then I'm like, okay, what do I want? Can I actually afford to go to, because I've been accepted to, I guess you could say, top tier schools. Not Harvard. I do have my Harvard rejection letter, but like University of Chicago, I was accepted into that. It did take me a while to get into that, because what I did essentially is go to community college my first 2 years, or if you're like me and you crammed and did credit overload, you basically finished 2 years in a year. Yes, you can do that. Yes, you're going to probably be a virgin during that time. Yes, you're not going to party. Yes, there's no drinking. Essentially, you could do that with any type of degree. So in my specific case, I compressed 4 years into 2 years. Yes, it is very possible. Like I said, it is no life. I was getting 3 to 4 hours of sleep. Why? Because I could finish college a lot quicker, aka it's going to be a lot cheaper. So, like I said, went to community college. It was a cheap option. I did not want to get into debt. I didn't want to put my parents into debt. I just didn't know exactly what I wanted in life. So I'm like, you know what? Let's just cram all my gen ed classes, focus on math and such. So in high school, they always tell you focus on STEM, science, technology, engineering, mathematics, and you'll get a quote unquote good job, which they are not wrong. But one thing a lot of people don't consider is the job market. Job market nowadays is way different than it was back in the day, right? Everyone has a bachelor's, everyone has a master's. Obviously, I say everyone loosely. It's just there's a lot of people that have those type of requirements for XYZ job, and it just doesn't make you stand out. So, did college, did my math, excelled in that. I finished my graduate degree extremely quickly because what you could do if you're like me, again, this is some advice. If you're going to, let's just say, X school, right? And you do some grad courses because you finished all the undergrad math courses early, you could take some grad courses because you can literally, kind of test into them, right? If prerequisite is maybe abstract algebra, differential equations, to take this grad level course, then if you've already taken it, do it. So essentially what I did is I finished part of my graduate degree while I was an undergrad because I took summer classes. I just took as many math classes as I could because I kind of was planning my future of like, okay, I just want the most out of my education, want the most money in the future, so maybe I can get a very good job. And that happened. I worked for a very good hospital in the beginning, but they don't really tell you what you can do with math, right? They don't really tell you what you can do with physics. They don't really tell you what you can do with your degree. Sure, they say engineering. Sure, they say mathematician, but what about mathematicians? What about physics degree? What about engineering? How do I get this job? What is the actual job that it entitles to? And for me, I had to learn the hard way that you do have to learn coding for STEM specifically. It doesn't matter if you're doing mathematics, it doesn't matter if you're doing physics, it doesn't matter if you're doing IT. If you do know coding and have a good idea of coding, then you're probably going to have a very good job or a very good chances to get XYZ job, because let's be real, the majority of people don't know how to code. And coding is another different demon. Like if you guys saw my other vlog, you saw that I had a couple coding books. It's quite literally another language. Like if you learn Spanish or if you learn English or whatever, Chinese, and it's hard, right? Because you have to learn these syntaxes, you have to learn the intricacies of the actual grammar, the actual punctuation. I remember in 6th grade when I started learning coding, because I took was it 6th grade? No, I'm wrong. Freshman year, I took AP Computer Science. And then it was just like, wow, this is actually hard. I'm getting raped in the ass constantly by a class, and that was one of the first times I definitely did, struggle with stress from like a certain curriculum. That being said, I've worked in many places. I worked in accounting. I still do, I guess. Worked in hospitals. Worked in marketing. I've done so many jobs, and I'm kind of still lost in life. And I'm just saying this video to be like, explore your options. Never stick in one job for too long. The longest job I've ever had was a year. Literally, I'm on my 20th job right now, and I'm 28, like I said. You're like, well, how do you do that, Sam? Specifically, I like working contract jobs prior to my current job because, one, you get like 30, 40 an hour, do this project, and maybe 3 months, maybe 4 months, maybe 5 months, and it doesn't bother me because I might hate the fucking manager, I might hate the bathrooms, maybe they don't have a good fridge, I don't know, I'm fucking picky. If I want a job, I want it to be perfect because, again, I'm gonna do this for a living. So after multiple jobs and multiple, I guess you could say fuck-ups, right? I'm not perfect. I mean, this is how dumb I was, or ignorant, or whatever you want to call it. I don't think and I still don't think, if I'm right, I think I Googled this at one point, that there's no law that says you can't have alcohol at work, right? Now, I was dumb, and at one point, I guess, turned accidentally alcoholic. I know it sounds very weird. I wasn't addicted to it. I wasn't reliant on it. For me, I just like the flavor of it. Like cigarettes, I like the flavor of it. I don't smoke anymore because health-wise, right? It's just not smart to smoke. There's really no benefit to smoking. Maybe I'll do a backwood here and there. But specifically with drinking, I just like the taste of Hennessy. And I remember drinking before work, drinking like in my lunch hours, because I'd be like, oh, cool, because I'm in Chicago, nice lake shore, summer, pulled up, went to the lake, started drinking, ate my fucking sandwich, and then went back to work, and then drank after work on the train. And I remember one of my jobs, I just had like a big cabinet. I probably had like 40 alcohol bottles there, I kid you not. Fireball, gin, Hennessy. It was just so much. A lot of rum chata, a lot of Fireball. I'm not kidding. That, I don't know, I still like Fireball. It just tastes like candy. And in that job, eventually they like looked at my cabinet for whatever reason. I think they were like trying to find like some documents and I wasn't there. and I was let go. Again, I wasn't drinking on the job, so to say. I was drinking during my lunch hours, but whatever. But again, you live and learn, do stupid mistakes, and then kind of move forward with that. Now, that is to say, you're gonna fuck up a couple times. You might lose that dream job here and there. Maybe you couldn't operate as good as they wanted to. Maybe you're not up to par, which is okay, right? You live and learn and try to find a job that you really want. Even now, I do have a quote-unquote good job, aka 80K a year, aka remote, aka state worker, aka benefits, aka all these things. But I'm telling you right now, I fucking hate it. It's not something I enjoy. It's not something I want to do in the long run. And hopefully, you know, I have to take some risk as a man, as a person that actually wants to succeed in life. I have to learn to take risks. And I've been taking risks in the wrong things, right? When I was younger, I took a risk on my first girlfriend, right? When you lose your virginity as a guy, I lost it very late. I think I was like 21 or 20 years old. I lost it in the DeWitt Palace. Shout out DeWitt Palace, Chicago, Gold Coast. Amazing place. Still remember it like it was yesterday. And, you know, you start putting priorities in different things, right? Maybe you put prioritizing, you know, your girlfriend, your relationship, which is nothing wrong with that, but you have to realize there's a balance in life, right? If you want to get comfortable early, that is not smart. When you're 20 to 30, that is your age to grind, and that is your age to take risk. Again, I'm learning this at the age of 28. All I ever really wanted was a quote-unquote good job, but then you start realizing that good job may not be good for whatever reason, or maybe that good job is 60K a year, but your 60K a year the next year and the next year and the next year isn't worth as much, right? AKA inflation, AKA if you live in an expensive city like I do, you can make 100 grand, 40 grand goes to the government. And it's like, wow, I'm making good money, but I'm not really independent, right? There's so many things in the system that kind of take away from you, right? If you work in an office, maybe you spend an hour or two commuting every day, one way, right? Maybe that's 2 or 4 hours a day. Gas money, time, taxes. There's so many things that take away from your job that really don't make you independent. And the ideal goal is, again, be independent and take risks. Now, that is to say, I'm going to, you know, take a couple risks this upcoming year, right? There's a lot. I do have a lot of money saved because I'm very frugal. You guys know how messy I am. I look nice when I need to look nice. I wear my suit when I need to wear my suit. I wear my button up when I need to wear my button up. I have my nice dress shoes. I have all that, but I think I'm just so focused on other things. I don't really care about that, but I am going to start prioritizing certain things, aka be more proactive. What I really want to invest this next, I guess, upcoming year is one, real estate. I've been studying a lot on the side. I want to get back into high frequency trading because I did that for a while. I'm not going to say the company because I don't want to get doxxed, but I worked Asian hours, aka 12 a.m. to 8 a.m. Taiwan market. That shit was insane. For those that do want to get into trading, I definitely say, yeah, get into mathematics, learn your finance early, and that's a good way to be independent. I stopped being independent with that, or stopped working at that because it was just so stressful. But again, it's okay to be stressed out if it's a learning experience, right? If you're being stressed out from a job but you're not learning anything, you're not gaining anything, there is no trade-off, and it's just you know, it's a net negative in the long run, and you ideally want it to be a net positive, aka I learned so much things, now I can apply this to my own business or my own market or whatever you want to do. So in summary, I do want to focus on real estate. I do want to get back into high frequency trading, and I do want to do Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments again. Again, that's a very weird side gig that makes a lot of money depending on where you're at. Like I said, I'm in Chicago. Chicago is weird. It's like a big city, but it's a small big city. It's like, what, 25% the size of New York. Shout out to New York. I love New York. I visit there a lot. But yeah, Chicago, there's a lot of opportunities just because it's a city that's still developing. It's a very good city. We got the Riverwalk, we got good market, we have our own version of the Wall Street, but again, it's just the volume of it, it's a lot less, and there's a lot more opportunity to try out new things, and that's something I haven't taken advantage of. And the last thing I do want to take a little bit more seriously is maybe amp up my YouTube game. I don't know how to make it better just because I'm ignorant, right? I compare it to Mr. Beast videos or all these other things, and I'm not the type to be like, "Hey guys, it's Jimmy here, Mr. Beast here. We're gonna feed 100 homeless people with 100 Tootsie Rolls. Yeah, like the video." You know, just do some ridiculous shit like that. That just isn't me as a person. I could put that mask on, but again, just isn't me. Do want to get into IRL streaming? I have to be more proactive in that. I have to not be a little piece of shit, little bitch about that. Again, these are things that go through my mind, and they might be going through your mind too, but this video is kind of to maybe give you guys a little bit of motivation to be like, hey, you're not alone. This upcoming year, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna try to keep record of it. I'm gonna try to do some of the high frequency trading stuff that I do on computer, make a video of it, and maybe you guys are as dumb as me. For me, again, I had to start from the bottom. I had to start from the trenches. I used to be a teacher at one point. I know how it feels to teach someone from square one, right? I hate it. again, I've known some people like this when they're like teaching you calculus. They already expect you to know a lot of things. Sure, know your basic algebra, know your basic finance terms, but when you start doing all these things, like maybe you expect them to know use substitution right off the bat when that's something that has to be learned. I definitely think there's some value in kind of dumbing things down and showing the average person how things work. So I do hope, this whole video, this whole rant, this whole thing just gave you guys some insight. Again, prioritize things that matter. Girls will come to you. Don't be like me, who prioritized girls in a lot of things, made some stupid decisions. I'll tell you guys a little story. Here's a little scoop of little Sam lore, a little Sam sidebar, a little Sam dirty little secret, so to say. And this is a story of me putting priority in a girl when I shouldn't have. Again, whatever, shit happens, live and learn. But way back in the day, right, I think I was like 20 years old, got my bachelor's degree in math, cool, I'm ready, I'm young, I'm ambitious, and I have a beautiful girlfriend at the time. She's behind, aka she's like failing physics multiple times, XYZ. And I was offered a job in San Francisco. I don't remember the company. It's a very good company now. I should know the name of it. I could probably find the email of it. But regardless, I was offered a very good job. It was a coding job. It was like, again, $65K a year to start. For me, as especially back in the day before all this inflation, that's a lot of money. San Francisco's a good place. They're offering to pay the flight. They're offering to pay housing. They're offering to pay for future schooling if I do want to get into that. It was pretty much the dream job, right? For a good company that's now extremely pretty well off now. It was as part of San Francisco. I believe it's called Foster City. Shout out Foster City. Very good tech place, very good place to live, very safe and all that stuff. And I decided to not accept the job because I didn't want to leave my girlfriend at the time, right? I didn't want to leave her alone to suffer. But as a man, you should be the protector / provider. You should be putting yourself first, so then you can take care of the people that need to be taken care of. In this case, I was a little bitch, and I kind of prioritize her and be like, oh, I just want to be her support. But that's not how it should be. Sure, you can be her support, but ideally, you want the girl to be your support so you can eventually, help her in a more meaningful way than be next to her and be like, yeah, you go, girl. You're gonna do well, keep studying. It just doesn't work that way. So I hope this video gave you guys some insight about my life, maybe some life choices, maybe gave you guys some clarity, some post-nut clarity on some things that you should be maybe prioritizing, or use this next upcoming year to kind of give yourself a clean slate, because that's what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna try to be the best man I can before I'm 30, because I'm telling you, you're only 21 once, you're only 22 once, and every year you get older, you should be ideally working yourself, having more money in the bank. And if you don't, you're probably doing something wrong in life. But again, live and learn. But they always say, what is it? A smart man learns from his own mistakes, and a wise man learns from others. So this video is to maybe give you guys learn from me, right? Learn from others, learn to kind of, see some of my mistakes, see life, see what it is, see how the system works, and then kind of move forward with that. So I do appreciate you guys watching this video. I know it's a little bit different. I don't expect a lot of views. This is just more of a background noise video for Merry Christmas type shit, giving you guys some insight about my life and choices, and maybe you guys can operate a little bit better than I did, because for me, a lot of my life was trial and error. I have not learned from others' mistakes. I've learned from my own mistakes, and that can lead to a lot of inefficiencies in life that isn't really the best, I guess you could say, outcome. So like always, guys, please leave a comment below if you guys like the style of video. Again, I don't expect anything from this video. It's just me talking. I will keep doing OnlyFans reviews. I'm always on the brink of like, should I keep doing that? Should I not? But there's no one that does that. I do get like, I know it's not a lot in the long term, but for me, I think what, two years of doing it, 1.5 years of doing it, 3 million views. That's not bad. I'm pretty happy with that. And I managed to kind of develop 13K by myself. So for me, I'm happy with that, and I hope to maybe grow it this next year. I'll probably give YouTube maybe 2 more years. I definitely have to try something different to kind of maybe stand out and grow a little bit quicker, because it's not efficient, right? But hey, this is something I like doing. I do enjoy saving you guys money. So please hit that like button. Please hit that sub button. I have 5 more days, guys, to get 20 billion subs. If I don't get that, I'm gonna kill myself. Please. You guys don't want me to tie a noose. You guys don't want me to, I don't know, jump off a building. I'm obviously not going to do that. But if I ever do kill myself, which I won't, it's going to be in the most epic way possible. I'll probably grab a bike, put some engine on it, turbo booster, X9000 V8 vehicle engine type 9, I don't know, and then just put a whole bunch of fireworks behind me and then kind of blow myself up. I think that'd be a pretty cool way to go out. So like always, guys, I do appreciate you guys watching this video. Hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all that bullshit, and hopefully you guys use this upcoming year to kind of restart your life and do something better with it. Get bitches, get money, and fuck Joe Biden. I don't know. Later.